You ever feel like getting lean in your 40s is just harder than it used to be? Like no matter how clean you eat or how hard you hit the gym, the scale barely moves. Or worse, you start gaining weight even though you're doing everything right. You're not alone. Most guys hit their 40s and suddenly find themselves with stubborn belly, lower energy, slower recovery, and clothes that just don't fit the same. And the worst part, the strategies that worked in your 20s or 30s just don't cut it anymore. Intermittent fasting doesn't work the same. High intensity workouts, too much, and you're wrecked for days. The truth is your body has changed. But the good news is, once you understand how it's changed, you can make smarter moves that get you leaner, stronger, and feeling better than ever. So in this video, I'm breaking down everything you need to know to get and stay lean after 40. Let's jump into it. When most guys say I want to get back in shape, they usually mean one of three things: lose the gut, gain some muscle, and feel like they did when they were younger. But here's the problem. They don't define what in shape looks like. So let me give you my definition. Being in shape after 40 means having visible muscle tone, good strength, healthy joints, energy throughout the day, and yes, a lean athletic physique. Think broad shoulders, flat waist, the ability to move pain-free. It's not getting about bodybuilders shredded or running marathons. It's about looking good, feeling great, and being functional to deal with life. Mistakes to avoid: focusing only on the scale. Muscle is more dense than fat, so if you're lifting and eating well, the number on the scale might not change much, but your body will. Use photos, how your clothes fit, and how you feel as your benchmarks. Now that we know what we're aiming for, let's talk about why most guys start falling off once they hit 40. This is the part nobody tells you. It's not just about discipline, it's about physiology. Once you hit your 40s, your hormones start to shift, recovery slows down, and you've likely got 2 decades of accumulated stress, bad sleep, and inconsistent routines weighing you down. Some guys ignore it completely. They just say, I'm getting old. Others go the opposite way and try to train like they're still 25. 2-hour workouts, no rest days, ultra-restrictive diets. Both approaches fail. One of the most common regressions I see is the yo-yo trainer. They go hard for a month, burn out, get injured, or feel discouraged, then quit. The key is consistency over intensity. I'd rather you work out 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week for the next 6 months, than crush yourself in the gym for 3 weeks and disappear. To break this cycle, start tracking your sleep, your steps, your workouts, and your stress levels. That gives you data, and data gives you control. Speaking of workouts, let's dive into how your training needs to change after 40 if you want real results. You don't need more workouts, you need better ones. In your 20s, you could grind through long lifting sessions, skip sleep, and still see gains. At 40, your recovery isn't what it used to be, and trying to train like a college athlete is a fast track to burnout or injury. The smartest shift you can make is moving from volume to intensity and frequency. That means shorter workouts, higher effort, and more consistent sessions. Instead of doing 20 sets in one day, break it up across a week. For example, you can do 4 focused strength training sessions, 2 upper body, 2 lower body, each around 45 minutes. Focus on movements that give you the most return: squats, deadlifts, presses, rows, sled pushes. Track your progress, and when you feel good, push hard, even to failure, but know when to back off. One of my clients, Zeb, used to lift 6 days a week and couldn't figure out why he was always exhausted. We switched him to 3 shorter sessions focused on compound lifts with progressive overload, and within 10 weeks he was stronger, leaner, and finally sleeping better. Common mistake? Chasing the pump or copying workouts from 25-year-old influencers. At your age, your nervous system matters just as much as your muscles. You need training that stimulates, not annihilates. But even with the perfect workout plan, your body won't change unless your nutrition matches your training. You've probably heard, just eat less and move more. But let's be honest, if that worked for everyone over 40, we wouldn't have an obesity epidemic. At this age, your metabolism has slowed, your insulin sensitivity has decreased, and you're more sensitive to inflammation from processed foods. So while calories still matter, food quality matters just as much. You need high protein meals to maintain muscle, fiber to feed your gut, and anti-inflammatory foods to keep hormones stable. A solid day might look like eggs and spinach for breakfast, a grilled chicken salad with olive oil at lunch, salmon with sweet potatoes for dinner, and a protein shake or Greek yogurt for a snack. One trick that works really well: front-loading your protein. Try getting 30 to 40 grams of protein at breakfast. It keeps cravings down, helps with blood sugar, and sets the tone for the rest of the day. Big mistake here: skipping meals or under-eating all day, then binging at night. The pattern kills progress, especially in your 40s. Your body needs consistency to regulate hormones and metabolism. Now that we've covered food and training, let's talk about the one hormone that controls muscle, motivation, fat loss, and even your mood: testosterone. Now let's get into the deeper stuff that most guys completely ignore and it's usually the missing link holding them back. Let's talk testosterone. After age 30, testosterone naturally declines about 1% per year. And by the time you hit your 40s and beyond, this decline starts to show up in your energy, motivation, muscle mass, sex drive, and even how well you recover from workouts. Most guys don't realize how much of their sluggishness, low drive, or difficulty building muscle is hormonal. Now, this doesn't mean you need to rush out and jump on TRT. That's a conversation to have with a qualified doctor, and it's not always the first move. Instead, start with lifestyle habits that naturally support testosterone. Resistance training 3 to 4 times per week, prioritizing deep sleep 7 to 8 hours, and eating more zinc and magnesium-rich foods like red meat, shellfish, leafy greens. Also cut down on alcohol, which absolutely tanks your testosterone, especially in your 40s. A big mistake I see, guys training hard but sleeping 5 hours a night and drinking 5 beers on the weekend. You can't out-supplement or outwork a lifestyle that kills your hormones. Now, even if you get that dialed in, there's one hidden factor that can block everything: gut health. Yep, not sexy, but incredibly important. Your gut isn't just about digestion. It plays a massive role in nutrient absorption, inflammation, immunity, and even hormone regulation. If your gut is inflamed, leaky, or overloaded with bad bacteria, it doesn't matter how clean you eat or how hard you train, your body won't respond the way it should. Real life example, I had a client in his late 40s who was doing everything right. Lifting 4 days a week, hitting his protein, sleeping decently, but he still felt bloated, sluggish, and stuck at the same weight. We ran some basic gut health screening, cleaned up his diet by eliminating artificial sweeteners, gluten, and seed oils for 30 days, added a high-quality probiotic, and within 3 weeks, his digestion, energy, and fat loss all started improving. Simple tips: start with whole foods, chew your meals thoroughly, and limit artificial junk. If your gut is off, even healthy foods can become inflammatory. A common mistake here is over-relying on protein powders or sugar-free treats. They often contain gums, fillers, and sweeteners that wreck your gut lining over time. All right, now we've covered the gut, but what about your nervous system? Let's talk nervous system function, which is the unsung hero of strength, coordination, and longevity. Your nervous system controls every rep, every contraction, every movement. And as we age, our nervous system becomes less efficient, meaning slower reaction times, weaker motor unit recruitment, and higher fatigue. This is why older guys feel flat even after taking time off or deloading. But you can train your nervous system and keep it sharp. How? Use compound lifts done explosively with excellent form. Think about bar speed during your reps, not just how heavy the weight is, but how quickly and cleanly you can move it. Include short sprints, jump variations, and med ball throws 1 to 2 times a week to maintain neural output. The mistake to avoid: always training slow and controlled with lifting weights. It might feel safer, but over time you're detraining your ability to move with power, which leads that stiff, clunky feeling we associate with getting old. Now let's zoom out, because the truth is, what you could get away with 25 will break you at 45. Back then, you could skip sleep, eat garbage, crush a 90-minute workout, and still show up looking decent the next day. Not anymore. And that's not a bad thing. It just means your system needs precision now. You need to recover well, train smarter, eat with intention, and stop trying to hustle your way to results. I've seen men in their 40s and 50s outperform their younger selves by getting this right. Less wear and tear, more results. And that brings me to my final message. This isn't about slowing down. This is about leveling up. If you're in your 40s or beyond and you actually dial in your training, nutrition, hormones, gut, and nervous system, you can become the most capable, leanest, strongest version of yourself yet. You have more experience, more discipline, and a better reason why. The problem isn't your age, it's that you haven't upgraded the way you train and live to match it. If you're ready to take the next step, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and if anything resonated with you here, subscribe for more real advice made for men 40 plus. And if you want expert coaching that fits your life, your age, and your goals, reach out. I'd love to help.